Alright, everybody, damn, this is the last sip of my beer. This is the last sip of my. No, I don't have a last sip. It's all gone. Mm, it's all gone. You know, I do have another puff of marijuana, though. This is the last of my marijuana, too. Shit. Alright. Alright. Oh, damn. I'm ready. So, like, I subscribe on 2 different channels, or maybe 3, I don't know. But I subscribe on 2 different channels to, this YouTube channel, and it's a podcast called The Oldest Stories. The Oldest Stories. And I've been watching for a long while, but that's fine because I get to accumulate all these awesome videos that I get to just sit down and listen to someday. But he's been going through the Assyrian times, and that's just like a totally fucking different thing than either the Babylonian nor the Sumerian times. Like shit, just totally, the Assyrians are totally psychotic, fucking freaks. So that's why, but that's why I listen to this. That's why I actually listened to this one podcast today. I didn't listen to the whole thing because my mind just started racing as I was listening to it. But it was interesting because it was called The Wisdom of Akibar, right? And we don't even have the original text. We have, according to what he was saying, we have like this text survives in many different languages, Egyptian and Greek, and different languages. But it was written by an Assyrian wise man. And I'm just thinking, like, how could you even have an Assyrian who was a wise man? Because they're just so fucking psychotic. So it was interesting to me. I was like, I want to listen to this. And it was cool because I'd learned about the Golem, right? And I've never even read the Golem story yet. I don't even know what it's called, but there's a story about the Golem, right? But I was learning about this story from a third party, and they were saying that Golem means artificial man, right? And at one point in time it says, hey, don't create a golem because a golem can become violent, right? And that's what it means. It's like, hey, don't create a golem, don't create an artificial man, because an artificial man can become violent. And that's what this story of Akibar, I don't know, I forgot the name of it, but let's just say Akibar, like that's what it was about, because like this guy, like he was saying that this guy was probably a eunuch, so he couldn't have children, so he adopted his sister's child who was his nephew, and he taught his sister's child all of his wisdom, right? And it's interesting. I totally want to come back to this story, especially since but I don't right now because it's such a complicated thing because we only have it through secondary sources. We don't have the original story, I think. Damn it, Bandit. Fucking. Yeah, eat from the floor. Fucker. Anyways. But it's like, there's nothing left in there. No, so he taught his nephew all his wisdom. Taught his nephew. But then his nephew just starts playing all this Machiavellian shit. Like, the nephew just starts playing all this Machiavellian shit. And that's what was amazing to me the first time I read or learned about this golem stuff. Do not create an artificial man because an artificial man can become violent. Now, I saw that sentence in the light of Socrates. Right? I saw that sentence in the light of Socrates. Because Socrates says that true learning comes from within. Right? Now, when I heard that, I was just like, oh my God, this is revolutionary. This is revolution. Like what Socrates is saying right now, that true education comes from within. That's revolutionary to me and my time that I'm living in right now. Right? Because I'm living in a time where we have public education. Where we have public education, where oh my God, where we write books, where the wise men tell us that that literacy is the height of what it means to be a civilization. Literacy is the height, as if someone who can't read doesn't have more common sense than someone who can read, as if someone who can read might be an idiot. Oh my God. And someone who can't read might actually be common sense and wise. Oh my God. Like to me that was a revolutionary statement. So that's when I heard about this golem stuff. Do not create an artificial man because an artificial man can become violent. Like if you try to place thoughts into another man's head, that is, if you try to force thoughts into another man's head that might not be his. Like, what about his heart? What about his heart? And that's what this golem stuff, and that's what this these Tales of Akuba stuff, and that's what this Socrates learning comes from within stuff. It all unites into one. It's like, what if you teach a man, what if you forcibly, in order for him to have survival in this world, well, you have to get an education. Well, that'll force some men and women with bad hearts. That'll force some men and women in bad hearts, where if you just had a free society, where people could learn whether they wanted to or not, well, guess what? The bad-hearted people are not going to want to learn unless forced to. And that's, to me, what this story of Akuba was all about. He forced his nephew to learn all of his wisdom, but his nephew had a bad heart. his nephew had a bad heart. And when you force people who have a bad heart into education, they're just gonna like use that education to fuck you over. Now, I'm gonna put this on the Virtue Project definitely because, like, I'm just speaking thoughts seriously on this Virtue Project. And this Virtue Project, it's all about a catalog of ideas for story writers, right, to be inspired. And so there's no right or wrong. I'm not polemicizing right now. Because, like, my dad forced me to learn English grammar. And that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. So I've told this story before. And so it's like, that's one of the first things